Rick, the big difference seemed to be in the second quarter where you shot 25% and Lakers shot 54%. What do you feel was happening in that period?
We had breakdowns defensively. We had shot-making droughts, and they were able to retake the lead and get a cushion, and it was probably the difference in the game. But there were other breakdowns too, and we just simply did not play well enough.
Just two guys in double figures. You just have not having enough firepower enough.
Well, I don't blame it on being short-handed. Is that what you're saying? No, I don't blame it on that. No. Look, we proved the last two games we're very capable of having balance and playing a great all-around game of basketball. We just didn't do it tonight. There are a lot of factors, a lot of reasons. The way they played had a lot to do with it, so you got to give them a lot of credit. We weren't good enough.
Talk about what Ramon Sessions gave him with 17 points and a 9 assists coming off the bench.
He played great. Gave him a lot of juice. Hit outside shots. We were making a concerted effort to keep him out of the paint, and he made shots behind screens, which is something that we wanted to live with. But he hurt us a lot.
How much does he change things for them in terms of what he brings? Obviously, with his very
well, if he's going to go 7 for 8 and hit 3 out of 4 threes, it's going to change their team a lot. And I'm a big Fisher fan, believe me, because I've seen him have a lot of great games and hit a lot of big shots. But no, this Sessions is going to help them in a different kind of way. It's pretty clear.
You obviously wanted to run the double teams at time. How did the way he handled those and the ball swung around?
Well, we did a really good job early of double teaming and scrambling and created loose balls and made and got out in transition and got ourselves an early lead by being aggressive and finishing off those multiple effort type plays. And then there were a few plays where we double teamed and didn't scramble out and finish it off, and they hit some shots, and then we got a little scattered and they got some second chance points, and it's a little bit of everything. And so we needed to be better than we were, and they were terrific.
Rick, Marion said he tried to talk his way into this game. You guys wouldn't let him go. What was your thinking there, and how much did you miss him against Kobe?
Yeah, we miss him a lot. He had not been on the court for 5 or 6 days, and so in looking at his situation, how fair is it to just throw him out there against Kobe Bryant? Earlier in the year, we took Dirk out for 8 days, and we gave it a block of time where we said we're gonna stay the course and make sure this guy's right, and that's basically what we're doing with Sean. And he did want to play, but this was a decision that was the trainer and myself, and and we knew coming into the game, win or lose, it was going to be, there was going to be discussion about it, but we care about Sean. We know that it's one of those things. We throw him back out there with no court time. It could be just as dangerous. So he got a lot of work in before the game. He's going to get some work in tomorrow, and then the plan is to have him ready for Friday.
And why was it so easy for the Saul tonight, 13 of 16 from the floor?
Well, I don't know how many jump shots he made, but he was making outside shots. We didn't press up on him enough in the first half. In the second half, when we did, he still made a couple, and a couple times he drove it by us. So, he had one of those nights. And again, you give him credit for it, and I'm sure there's things there was more we could have done over the course of the game to take some of that away. But they had a great game, and we were we were below average. So hence the result.
Rick, I know you're trying to stay positive with Marr through his struggles, but 1 point, 1 assist, 1 rebound.
He struggled. He wasn't the only one that struggled, though. you know, so, look, we're gonna stay positive, and, you know, we gotta keep moving forward. He's gonna keep working, and he's gotta be ready to play, because we're gonna need him, simple as that.
It's been a while since the team shot 58% from the field against you guys. Why were they able to shoot so well?
Well, you know, as I said, defensively, we weren't good enough over the long course of the game. I thought we were aggressive and made good things happen early, but, you know, we had a chance to keep them around 20 points in the first quarter and gave up a couple little spurts in the quarter, and we're lucky to have the lead. But you look at it, I mean, you know, they had 30 in the second quarter, 23 in the third was our best quarter, and we were only able to make up 5 points. And then they threw a big quarter at us in the fourth. So, you know, it's them being good and us not being good enough tonight. You know, and there were a significant number of plays where we really tried and they just made a big time shot, and it deflated us at times. And that's, you know, unfortunately, you know, you don't like to see that happen, but it did. And so we got to move on and get ready for the next two. That's where it's at.
Rick, does Ronnie still need to prove that he's ready for a stage like this, for games of this, I don't know if magnitude's the right word, but this profile?
Well, I don't know that, you know, until you become an all-star or a multiple all-star that you ever really arrive. You know, and these are all great opportunities for him to get better. You know, this has been one of the more difficult teams for him to play against if you look at his history. But I will remind everybody that the last two games were against pretty damn good teams too, and he played terrific. So, you know, again, we got to stay the course with him. And I think, you know, to be fair, we've got to look at larger blocks of time, and we got to be, you know, we got to have discretion about when we get the microscope out. You know, it's not, it doesn't always realistically apply. So, but you know, that's kind of where it is.
Rick, how do you feel, when you are healthy with Haywood in there, how do you feel like you match up front line to front line? Is this one of the matches where, when you had Tyson and Haywood kind of go a tag team, is this where you miss him the most in a matchup such against LA?
Miss who, Haywood or Tyson?
Oh, both. With this
Well,
situation,
why are we talking about Tyson?
I'm saying with Haywood.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
With their front line.
yeah.
When you're fully healthy.
Sure, look at, and Marion's on our front line too, you know, so, but, I mean, we can't bellyache about guys that are out with injuries. I mean, that's one of the realities of this season. And we didn't, you know, we weren't bitching the last two games, and we won those. So, you know, I'm not into that.
I'm saying when you're fully healthy with Haywood at center, how do you feel like your front line matches with their front line, Gasol and Bynum?
Well, when we have Haywood, it certainly gives us a better chance, because with him, we can, you know, we don't have to start the game double teaming and things like that. So look, I like our team a lot, but I think it's too early for me to get into a big, long discussion about, you know, our matchup with the Lakers. I mean, we're going to play them again in a couple of weeks, and at that time, we'll have to deal with them again. And they're a very good team. There's no doubt about that. It's right now we gotta move on from tonight, and we gotta get ready for the next two, and we gotta work on our health.
Anything else?